So I'm gonna try and follow the guy to a safe distance, I guess.
Okay. So you're going to go and sneak after him. So you're going to be using sneak dexterity for this one.
Don't fail me now, Dex.
You're good at sneaking, right?
Okay.
Okay,
I'll
so that's a 9, not bad. And you're following after this guy as quickly as you can. He doesn't seem to notice that you're keeping pace following behind him. The two of you hanging back there, you see that while she's kind of rushing off ahead trying to do that, all you're doing the things all you can on your little Omni tool, trying to figure stuff out, look at data lines, whatever. However, James, because you just happen to be looking around the room, eventually you come across an area where you look over and you can see like one of those lineups of this fancy place with 3 terminals right there open and exposed for somebody to just use. And it's clearly one of those areas at a corporation where it's like, these are the guest terminals for like somebody that comes in and has questions about the company and whatnot. And so it's kind of like you see those and you can give, what's his face, a nudge.
Yeah, like I wouldn't know what to do with them, so I'd just nudge him and be like, nah, there's a bunch of terminals there. You'd probably be doing something better with that than I.
I could try and work out what the actual alert going through the system is. But if we're seen, this corporation doesn't like the Alliance. None of them do. Fact. So... But he's walking to them as he's complaining.
Yeah.
Is anyone like directly watching us, or is everyone preoccupied?
Other people are preoccupied with either their regular going out with their business bit, like they see the somewhat alert happening, but they're ignoring it because it doesn't affect them, or they seem to be moving at a hurried pace, but nobody's really paying attention to the 2 Alliance people that people don't even like in general, standing there using a user terminal.
Yes, I'll go and try and, hack it beyond user only, so I can see what the alert is.
Okay, so you're going to roll for me a decryption check for hacking.
Yes.
It's intelligence.
This is where it all goes wrong.
My decryption evens out to a flat roll, but I'm not exactly good at it, exactly.
So you rolled trying to get into it to try to find out more or less like what's happening behind the scenes. You're not trying to get into like the super secret information.
No.
But certainly some of the information that's important.
Enough layers down.
Sadly, you don't only fail... because what you're trying to do still technically has triggers. You have to roll again to see whether you trip a trigger.
Oh dear.
For the record, we are sending our report to our ship right now.
Okay, that's a much better roll. You do not trip it. So nobody knows that you tried to hack in there. You're able to back out quick enough and close doors quick enough. You're able to stay on this exact terminal and roll again, but you'll be taking a -1, or slide over a terminal and don't take the -1.
I mean, at this point, he almost doesn't want to do it. In fact, he'll look across at like a reception on the other side to assumedly someone who's working a terminal that actually has authority. And I'm going to go over and use my authority. If you don't know, Scott, if I succeed this roll against their morale score, they have to do what I say. And I will go over and with like the military training, and I will make sure Carmine is behind me, and I'll actually motion for him to get his gun out, or at least like have a hand on it. Go, you there, tell me what's happening. I can tell there's an alert. Give me the information, and then I'll roll this.
Once per day, you can make requests that's not hostile towards you.
Rolling
a
charisma
command check. Yep. If it's higher than their score, and you rolled a...
Oh,
it still says lead in there. It doesn't say command yet. That is not a very good score. However, I will remind you, once per scene, you can re-roll a failed skill check.
Oh, I can re-roll over a failed roll because I'm an engineer. So I can't. I don't notice as much because I had to put that somewhere else. So
probably should have written that down. Yeah.
Okay, shut up. I'm the commander here.
Roll for command, please.
There we go. I'm an engineer, bitch.
All right. So you tripped up partway along the way and you recovered yourself. Role play that for me.
It's like, you, there, I can see there's an alert. And then it's like, how the fuck do you word this? And then it's, It's a, I'm trying to think. How would?
Ollie's actually like, how the fuck do you word this? I
How
rolled
do you
dice,
fix the
Scott. Leave me
situation?
alone. The dice take
Meanwhile, I'm
care of
standing
this
there
for
behind
me.
him, just my hand on my heavy pistol, just trying
Yes,
to look around,
exactly.
just pretending like
Yeah,
I'm
so,
about
like,
to go
we're
off.
trying to make it look like there's much more of a problem going on than there is. Like maybe this person hasn't realized. It's like
Yeah.
we are the Alliance. We're here to keep the peace. We're here to protect. I need this information.
Yeah. Okay. Batarians. They brought Batarians to help move things around. Well, they started grabbing the wrong supplies. They weren't grabbing what they were supposed to. They were pulling from other areas. And they were planning on taking off, but we put a lock. We put their ship on lockdown. We put a hold onto it. But then they just started blasting away at the hangar area so that they could break where the lock was holding onto their ship. And they're trying to get away. Things aren't going very well right now in the hangar.
Thank you very much.
Go over there.
We're gonna solve that. And he'll go, and he actually sends like an Omni tool ping as he goes.
As you start going, she's like, "No, go this way." And she like gets up, and she's wearing like a bit of a pencil skirt, and so she's doing the best she can to like shuffle her way over to a different door. And then when she finally goes over and like swipes a key pass, and unlocks the door, she's like, "This tunnel will get you there quicker."
Okay, I'll like, thank you. And I'm sending like friend requests to everyone I meet because it's actually one of my things. So yeah, she's on my
You're
she's
that
on my
guy.
connection list.
You're that guy on what's it called? What the fuck's the
LinkedIn?
LinkedIn. That guy on
I'm a
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn guy.
You're like, you meet somebody in the subway. You're like, "Oh hi, I'm Ollie. Do you have a LinkedIn?"
In case I ever need to come back here again, it's actually. But I'll say that I'll also cancel the meeting on the ship for them to meet the ship. Like immediately, just like, and probably start jogging with Carmine that way and send a ping to Lena. But that's like the last thing on the list of things to do. In fact, we've got comms. Like we'll just say where we're going.
Okay, so
Probably while we're just running through this circle, I'd probably like ask like, have you like reported this up the chain at all?
No time. Do you know how long that takes? No, you don't.
No.
You report things afterwards.
and so
I get to shoot stuff.
And so, Lena, you're the first one following that guy to get to where it is that you need to go. So you go following, chasing after the person, and eventually they open up a door. And as soon as that door opens, you hear the distinct sound of weapons being discharged and bullets ricocheting. It is a very familiar sound, but it's down a long way down a hallway. And the hallway ends at a large door. You can tell just by looking at that door that door has its own locking mechanism. And if you can't get there in time, then that door is definitely going to shut on you. So do you choose to wait till it shuts so you can continue being sneaky? Or do you want to sprint your fucking ass down that door to try to get through it before it closes?
I'm gonna sprint.
Exert roll.
So that's going to be in exert, because you're sprinting. Exert strength roll.
Oh dear, this is not gonna go
Could
well
be
at
Dex
all.
if you want to be nice. Oh!
That went pretty okay.
Burst of speed.
That's not bad at all. So, I mean, I know strength isn't one of your best stats, but you have like an 8, I think you had said. But so, you start sprinting and running yourself down the hallway as quickly as you can. And you just barely, because 10 was what I was looking for, you just barely are not going to make it before that door closes, lest something else stops the door from shutting right before you get there. However, you are going to be close enough that you could potentially put something in the way to wedge the door. What do you use? Much like an elevator, like trying to catch the elevator, you know?
Just to stop it. It's not gonna crush whatever.
You
Right?
don't know. You don't know this facility.
Does it look like heavy doors?
These doors are fast.
Yeah,
Just
fast,
as my warning.
But are they heavy?
Yeah, it's metal.
I wouldn't put your hand in it.
No, I'm not gonna put my hand in it. I was thinking more like my helmet, but is there anything
I'd
nearby?
love to put
Like-
James in, but James isn't there yet.
I mean, you could totally do that. Like as you're running, rip off your helmet and toss it. That's totally an option.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, why don't you do for that one? That is going to also be an exert check, but that's going to be an exert dexterity.
Don't fail me now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, you already rolled. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think I want to. I think I want to get a way to make it display what attribute modifier you're using on there too, because it throws me off. I'm like, wait, did it go yet? Oh, it did go.
You could put
It's a
timestamps
fucking
on.
10. You notice this happening. You're running down the hallway. You rip off your helmet and you like underhand toss. So it gets there. The door goes. And it hits the helmet and opens back up. And you're easily able to continue running by and scoop up the helmet, throwing it on your head as you go running into the room. And immediately as you go into the room, you look around to assess the situation. And you see a large ship, like a design you've never seen before. But there is a large ship that's in front of you, clearly designed for transporting things. So bigger than a frigate. What's the next size up from a frigate? Remind me here. Carrier? Next size up for a frigate, I think it is. Either way, next size up, it is a large ship clearly for transporting stuff. And you go running in, you see that, and you see there's a few humans off to the side with their weapons out, and these are security guards. How cute! So I mean, their armor is not much worse than yours. Like it's not like yours is that much better than theirs,
Well, no,
but just
like
their
armor.
stances, their posture, the way that they're trying to shoot at this thing, it's cute. What's not so cute, however, is the 5 dead humans on the grounds that you see between you and where the other 3 are still standing up and shooting. However, over by the ship itself, you see one Batarian, which I'll describe in a moment in case you don't remember. You see one Batarian that is lying, like kind of like writhing on the ground, like as another one's like pulling him and like swearing at him. It seems. It's like yelling at him in a language that you don't understand. One Batarian is there kind of like pulling him onto the ship. Now, the ship itself does have 5 other Batarians around it that are actively aiming and shooting. But even those 5 are slowly making their way like backwards between like the legs that are holding the ship up towards the door so they can start getting aboard. The one that you just ran in the doorway with, he quickly turns to cover, quickly looked over and saw you running through the doorway. It was like, what? And then like a blast went by because clearly they saw him and hit the wall in front of him. He's like, shit! And he like rolls out and makes his way over to where the other security guards are. And so he's one of those 3 that I just described. So Batarians, how do they look? 1, they are poop green. That's right. I said poop green. There's
Shepard
no other
baby
way to
poop
describe
green.
that color. It's like they look like sludge, like this the skin color. Maybe that's racist of me, and in which case, fuck off. I don't care. It's poop green.
It's
chosen
fitting.
for a reason. They have like I think it's 5 sets of nostrils that start very, very low and they go like nostril, 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 nostril because they have an extremely acute sense of smell. It's a lot of how it is that they're able to communicate with one another is with an extremely acute sense of smell. Their sinuses, like humans have right here, like their zygomatic sinuses, which are right underneath the zygomatic bone in your cheeks, right? Their sinuses are so huge that it causes like almost looks like a giant worm, a raise off of their face that runs down to the side and into their jawline and down into their chest. Like their sinuses are ginormous, once again, for capturing smells extremely well. They have 2 sets of eyes that sit right on top of each other, so they have 8 eyes that look outwards. And the way that their hearing works, they don't have ears like in the conventional sense that a normal human does. They have this like softer tissue, so their whole head is like a harder tissue with bone and whatnot behind it. They have like a softer tissue along the sides that allow them to collect sound very, very well. So they do tend to be extremely perceptive. One of the best ways to keep a Batarian kind of not quite aware of what's going on around them because they have an extremely acute sense of smell and sense of sound is if there is like a constant, like, you know, sometimes like you're at the grocery store and you're over by like collecting your veggies from like the little refrigerator area, and all of a sudden you notice that high pitch humming noise. You don't always get it because, you know, the hertz of the sound is usually high enough it's beyond human range, but sometimes the device struggles just enough, or like you hear the TV on even though there's nothing playing, you hear that sound of the TV. Like those kind of noises, they get those noises much louder than we do, and so it's like a way that they can't quite hear what's things as easily. And then smells, extremely pungent smells that they're not familiar with. They can isolate smells very well, but extremely pungent smells that they're not familiar with tend to confuse their system for a little while, so they can't pick up things as easily. So anyways, that's Batarians. They're disgusting bipedal.
My engines.
Oh.
To confuse the shit out of them.
Well, first the shit out of you too. Never mind. So they're there and they're aiming and shooting and whatnot. Now, as soon as you kind of like ran and you bursted into the room and you took in these sights and you saw all this happen to the legs and blah 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 blah, immediately, because they're distracted at the moment, roll for me a dexterity stealth check with a +2.
Dexterity stealth.
+2.
What?
How is it even feasible? How is that? What? I'm confused. You rolled a 1 and a 5, which is a 6.
Is that possible? I don't think that's possible.
No. I think it's a mistake. I think it's supposed to be a 10, but the 1 was blocked off. You rolled a 1 and a 5, which is a 6, and you get a +1 from that, and a +2 from that is a 9. Getting a 0 or a -1 or a -2, all those things are totally possible. But you added an additional +2. Well, let me see your character sheet really quickly. This is weird. Somebody had mentioned in-game technical difficulties are about to happen, right? So, sneak. Your sneak is a 0, so you get a +0, but your dex is a 1, so you get a +1. And I gave you a 2, so +3. You rolled a 5 and a 6. +3 is a 9. Why the fuck does that say 0?
The good news is, you're not dead.
They forgot to carry the 2.
That is so fucking weird. Like, I'm hovering over it, so the chat window is set in such a way that you can't quite see it unless I'm just gonna do this really quickly. Yay. Okay, now you can actually see it displayed there. 2d6 +0 +1 +2 equals 1 and 5 is 6 +1. Oh, there's a double plus at the end there. Oh, the modifier has a double plus. I don't know why the did you type in a +2? Did you actually type in +2 when it asked for modifier as opposed to just 2?
Because I did that on one of his macros before.
2.
You literally just did the number 2? Weird. Let me try that again. Oh, man. Break of combat intensity to try to figure this out. All right, 0. Dex. I'm just going to say...
I mean, looking at the time, Scott, maybe some of this combat will be next week.
Hold on.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at the time. And
No, Ollie, no, don't worry. I know about that, obviously. I'm good with the time. Yeah, I think you rushed +2 as opposed to just 2. Yeah.
Consciously, yeah, I must have.
Yeah. Okay, because that makes more sense. Okay, cool.
Okay, everything's fine. Nothing's broken.
Right.
You got a 9.
Yeah, don't forget, you're amazing. You actually succeeded.
Okay,
Right.
so
Okay.
yes, you succeeded. So you run in, you dodge, and you see that, and then all of a sudden, because like the two of you coming in totally pulled their attention, one of the Batarians' heads slowly starts to turn, to like whip around to see who's there. But you knew that was going to happen before it did, and so you totally ninja'd to the side. You ducked to the side, jumping behind cover, opposite of where the other soldiers were, making sure that you take your cover. And as you do so, quickly, pulling out your rifle. Getting yourself ready. What do you do with your first round there, Lena?
So there's a wounded one. There's one dragging him, and there's 5 more around the ship. I'm assuming the ones that are around the ship are further away.
The way the layout is right now is you're kind of sitting the way that you ran in. You came in looking at the broad side of the ship, so they're all kind of fanned out in front of you. The way that they are setting up behind the cover that they have over there, they're kind of more towards the front of the ship, and so the 5 that are fanned out are closer to them, and the one being dragged away is further for them. But again, you're kind of looking at the broad side of the ship. They're all about equidistant to where you are.
Okay.
Varying degrees of cover. Their cover is actually against the humans, the other humans, not against you.
Right, okay, so I can see pretty much all of them quite clearly. Okay. I'm gonna try and take down one of the 5.
The aggressors, not the injured or the carrier. Gotcha.
Yeah, the aggressors sort of. If that happens, I'm more likely to throw them off.
Okay.
They probably think they're quite safe there, so I'm gonna line up a shot for one of those.
Sure. So
Only
on your
one
first...
in the middle.
Yep.
Spread that blood out, hopefully.
So as your surprise round, you quickly line up a shot and take it.
Yeah. Okay.
First attack roll. Let's do this.
So no modifier, yeah.
You have them caught off guard, but that's okay because that just affects their AC. So, yep, make your attack roll, no modifier. Are you kidding me? It's a beautiful chance to hit. Roll that damage.
He's just gone.
Oh my god!
Blood
Oh,
explosion.
Jesus.
Bloody
Okay.
mess.
You line up your shot, and the guy had armor on. He's wearing light armor, which gave him 10 shields. It also gives him a DR of 2, but he only has 5 health points. So in one shot, I'm going to allow you to describe the killing blow. There are the 5 fanned out, the one being dragged away by another one. You choose one of those 5, spread front to back to where they are. Describe that kill.
So my sniper rifle sits very comfortably in my hands. I look at the very middle one. I contemplate the end one, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna really shit on their day. The guy in the middle, I'm hoping to kind of put off the 2, especially next to him, and that leaves 2 very much surprised, and then the other 2 as well. I line up the shot towards right through his neck. Is he facing away from me or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's facing. So you're getting this view, a profile.
A profile. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the neck. And hoping to just sort of do enough damage that it kind of just falls off because gravity. Yeah, so it's just a simple breath, just.
And that exact, oh god, so what you shoot is the tiniest of little metal slivers, but it has so much mass behind it because of the Mass Effect engines inside of your rifle that it gains so much mass that it does do exactly what you just said. It comes cutting through and decapitates the Batarian in front of you. It has no notice. There's a loud boom as a sniper rifle goes off, and then all of a sudden, his head plops on the ground and his body's kind of like falls out immediately afterwards. Hearing that loud boom as the 2 of you are charging down the corridor, both of you kind of jump a little bit. I'm sure more Rockwell than James does, but the sound of that boom is a really loud one, and it definitely makes you jump for a moment. Not necessarily out of fear, just it startled you. You didn't expect something so loud. That little jump or startle happens, and the 2 of you finish your way down the hallway. Either one of you are able to kind of like look up into the doorway, and you see through the doorway the scene that I just described. The door panel in front of you is locked. Ollie, what are you doing about that locked door?
Decrypting it.
Okay, it's an intelligence, please and thank you.
Yeah. I'm not good
They
at
gave us this
decryption, but
nice,
I'm not bad
convenient
at it.
shortcut. Why didn't they give us the key to the other side of it?
She was just a secretary. Not everyone wants to go near shooting. I don't want to go near shooting. Like, as typing. Yeah.
We're
So you start
going near
typing
the
at this thing,
shooting.
trying to open the door, and sadly it doesn't work. James, you see that he's furiously typing away at it. Ollie, so like I said, that just happened. Why don't we end here? You guys were not quite able to get into the combat yet.
Dun, dun, dun.
Next session, we'll be able to start off with rolling initiative and making this combat a proper one. So,
What?
Sorry, gotta break that door.
proper one.
job.
So yeah, wow, that was exciting. I do apologize, of course, for like the 2.5, 4 hours of like explaining the world and little tidbits of going on
We
tangents.
just like listening to you talk, Mr. Scott.
Oh, thank you, Ollie. But it's important to understand the world that we're in right now. And now, next session, we get to start off with so much action. But we do need to get the flippity flop out of here. So I'm excited about what's happening in an hour. But we're going to start with ladies first. Rookie, who are you? Why do we care?
Rookie Wookiees. The overlay says Rookie Wookiees with one E at the end of Wookiees. It's actually two E's.
Ollie, you fucking cunt.
Your name doesn't even fit anyway. Now it's. Remind me to do that.
My bad.
She's like, you see this right here? It's fucking wrong.
At least I didn't forget my own fiance's name. Okay, this isn't as bad as the Friday fiasco.
Oh,
There you go.
gotcha. So Rookie Wookiees, and what do you do?
Currently, fuck all. Apart from this, I am looking into starting my streams very soon. Hopefully, multitude of things. I hope. Rookie tries, and things like Overwatch as fun things. So keep an eye out.
Fun. DigiDerp, who are you, and how can we find you?
Hi, my name is Rick. I go by Derp Digital. There's a bunch of links in the chat. I do YouTube. I do Let's Plays. Usually 2 per day. Right now, a little bit less. Had a couple bad days, and so I'm like, I'm gonna tone it down a little bit. But things should start going back up now. I'm working through Motorsport Manager right now, where I manage Formula 1 teams. It's pretty fun. Doing pretty well, although some mechanics not too great. We're also doing Kingdoms and Castles, building all the medieval towns, slaying dragons, getting just salty over Viking raids. You know how it goes. And then I also stream Tuesdays and Thursdays normally, playing some Motorsport Manager there as well, because I quite like the game. That's pretty much it for me.
Nice. Fun. Good for you. And Ollie, with the most important tidbit of information.
We are live in exactly an hour.
An hour? Fuck that!
D&D streams are never on time with my virgin cherry popping D&D stream on my channel.
Woo!
We're going to be in my world. Scott's playing an undead dwarf. We've got Dean Cuddy, who some people may or may not know. We've got people, and then 2 weirdos that I play with. And it's gonna be fun.
What do you mean by play with?
He's got those very fast fingers, you know.
Fast fingers. Other than that, I did all the character art for this. If you want to see me paint, I paint on Tuesdays and Fridays at 9 p.m. BST. I also do game streams on Sunday at 9 p.m. BST. And most of this stuff is uploaded to my YouTube, such as the paintings of Lena is on there, but I need to do mine and Root's character because they got a little spliced up. But yeah.
You're doing with the speed art. I watched the speed art of Lena. That was cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed that.
Cool.
That's how it be. You
Awesome.
better be there, or you're square.
And I'm Daleric, as it says, right here. Daleric, right there. And you can find me YouTube, Daleric, Twitch. You're already here, so I'm live on Lost Initiative and Roll For It. Find those. The other one that I do on this channel is on Friday nights, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I'll see you in an hour. Twitch.tv/Olerons. You can also scroll down. It's that weird green key down below that has this star sunny symbol thingy key thing. Just click on that. That's Ollie. So just go there, click on it, and we're going to have some fun. I'll see you all in an hour for a lot of fun. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.